Good morning. I think I should be live. YouTube was a little weird this morning. Morning, all. Good morning, Tate. ITT. Bringing up my female stats. Probably still like in the 80+% male demographics. So I need you and a couple other women that come by here to bring up my female stats. So how's everyone today? I am exhausted, as always. Turn on the lights. Put the camera somewhere where it won't get destroyed. There we go. Oh boy, so much light. How's it going, JB? JB bringing up the male demographics. Migraine, and stomach ache. Dang. We need to stop being so rough as a demographic, you know? The electronics fans, always in rough shape. Today, the plan is to do this thing, the temp sensor project. 3 hours of work left this week. Oh, nice. How's it going, MT? So we're going to do this, but I am like barely conscious right now. So I need to do something to wake up. And I don't know what that is going to be. I don't know. Maybe we do something simple. Like maybe we have a play with a kit. Can't be a big kit like this because that's going to take too long and I don't want to mode switch. Got a multimeter kit we can put together. We can continue work on the 0603 clock kit. These are all hand soldered 0603 LEDs. Oh, I see a crooked one. Mindlessly surf AliExpress. Yeah, I mean I do that on my own time. We've got a amplifier kit. All these things just seem way too involved at the moment. Vibe coding during the weekend quite successfully. I haven't looked at the code once. Yeah, see? I mean, I know that vibe coding works because that's how I code. I don't wow. That was mid-yawn. I don't know why I'm so exhausted, but I think it's the seasonal change. So people closer to the equator can't relate, but here in Canada, the fact that winter is rolling in is ruining me. How's it going, Peter? Didn't notice that was you that said that. Oh my God, I'm feeling rough this morning. And tire season just started too. So essentially this weekend is my first big tire season of the season. So I'm working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those 3 days to do tires on one of my fleets. Yeah, I take a multivitamin every day. 6 hours telling it what was wrong though, so I could fix the bugs. Spent more time reporting bugs, yeah. Still unconvinced with vibe coding. Yeah. No, I get that, the airplane stuff. So, a couple little, hang on. Let's mosey over here. A couple things that might help in your vibe coding quest. Let's okay. So, ChatGPT I use often as the baseline. But really, if you want to code, Claude is the way to go. Let me see if I can. Sure. Give me a second. Google One. What? My phone. Hang on a sec. Is it this one? Oh, yes, it's me. And this number. You want one moment. Okay. So, Claude is fantastic for code, but this is the thing too. No, that's what the. There is a thing to switch agents. I don't remember what it is. So these are the things we printed out on screen. Do you have to go to projects now? Huh. Ask it to write a computer virus? No. Don't look like productive or interesting to talk to 6 hours to a chatbot. Well, it depends what you're trying to get out of it. Okay, so the new chat. And then can you... Huh. Huh. I just did this with my wife like a month ago. She was having some problems with some PHP code. And we switched agents to... I guess they removed it. Can you use a customized version of ChatGPT using a free but signed in account? Yes. Never done by you alone, yeah. So, yeah. Click Explore GPTs. There is no compass. I think compass was removed when GPT-5 came out. Well, that's screwed. Now, can you do it on this? artifacts, no. I think it's all in projects now. Well, that sucks. You used to be able to create agents. I tried my very best. Oh, here, let me back to here so I can just drink my coffee in peace. So I will be learning Python at some point. So I asked it to just build me modular code. I have a project idea, and my idea was to have, here, let's do this in a little bit of oh god, I don't have a dark enough pen, don't I? Well, adapt, overcome. Okay, so here was what I was trying to do. So I tried to get a main block of code, and this was in Python. So I was trying to get ChatGPT to write me a main block of code that would then call functions and then have a little bit of a UI, and then this main block would grab, information, would grab information from the UI, and then it would process it through the function 1, function 2, and function 3. But my idea is to have smaller chunks that I can just get GPT to make or refine this piece, make or refine this piece, make or refine this piece, so that GPTs didn't run out of memory when they were trying to code. Problem is, I don't know Python well enough, so I got lost. I got confused because it's like, oh, here's the code, and I'm like, wait, what are you calling in here? I don't understand. So, yeah, not code savvy enough to have done that. So that's a no for me, dog. But eventually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm essentially going to exploit the fact that you get multiple, you can make multiple accounts and have multiple AI, different AI companies to make your thing work without paying for a premium subscription. I mean, they're already stealing all our resources, might as well steal theirs. No, I mean, I would make, so, here's an example. I'll give you, I don't want to give away what I'm working on, but here's an example, this thing here, this program would be to drive an RC car, for example. So the main, all it would do is it would be okay, what does the user want me to do? So there would be a UI, right? And then the UI, I would say, drive forward 5 kilometers at 10 kilometers per hour. And then this would be okay, here's the throttle control. So go take this data, send it to the throttle. This is what we want to do. This is the steering control. This is the collision avoidance. So I was just trying to get GPT to work on one chunk of it at a time. And the goal for me really is to make these programs functional, work in a standalone executable, and then release them for everyone to use. So you know, if we're destroying the planet, we might as well have something functional out of it. That's my idea. That's my goal. That's the thought. But yeah, just think of something like this, but you know, maker related. That was my thought. But I don't understand coding well enough, object-oriented programming well enough to kind of get how this would work. Because when I present, like when I talk to GPT and I say, this is what I want to do, all these, you know, modular chunks that a LLM can work on independently, and ChatGPT says, yeah, this is how code, maintainable code is built. You've got like sort of like a main branch, and then you have all of your specific functions are like like split out into other things. So GPT is like, this would work. This is how coding is done. But the issue is I'm not like well versed enough to know what it's spitting out. I don't understand. I don't get its structure. So that was the idea. The different agent. Oh yeah, yes. There we go. Yes. I think that is probably a paid thing now. So I'll give you an example. My wife was, she wrote some PHP, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. And then she fed her PHP into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is like, oh, this is why it doesn't work. And then it would modify it, and it wouldn't work. And then she tried to modify it the way ChatGPT said it wouldn't, why it wasn't working, and it wouldn't work. But then we switched agents. We went to, like, someone made a custom ChatGPT for PHP. After her, like, spending hours on this problem, put it into the PHP specific one, and it's like, oh, here's why it didn't work. And it just worked right away. So there's some benefits to it being trained on very specific parts. And I think that's the beauty of LLMs, is being able to custom tailor it to your application. So, yeah, that's the reason. All right, so I need to do something, or else you guys are going to riot. The other thing is I need to take a look at what I did on my other video, because it was quite successful in order to do this one. So this is the temp sensor prototype here, and you see it's got the cage thing, so that fits in perfectly, so that's nice. What else do we have in here? Got all the PCBs, got another screen which doesn't fit. This is a bit problematic, doesn't fit with this. Yeah, ads are almost a certainty at this point, so I agree with you there. The problem is, and the reason why there's no ads right now, is that it costs so damn much to run an LLM that there's no way, there is no way in hell that ads would be able to offset the cost enough to make a dent. That is the true problem with the AI bubble right now that we're in. If you look at economy growth, it's all in the US, it's all about the LLM spending, the data center spending for LLM companies. And so as soon as that plug gets pulled, the economy is going to crash. It's I agree. It's cheap, but it's gonna make them. The problem is it's not even gonna come close to offsetting the cost of generating the prompt, and so it's gonna make you look like you're cash poor. Like if you're an LLM company, it's gonna make you look like you need cash, and it won't offset your costs. So I think when we get to there, that's game over. I think when we're at that point, it's game over. I think what's more likely to happen first. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying if they're doing it, they're going to cheapen their look. And right now, AI is running on looks, like looks alone. I think what's more likely to happen first is there's going to be ads in the answers. They're going to be, illegally masked, obviously. They're going to be like, oh, this, if your problem is this, you could use software like this to fix it, and then they send you to the site, and they're going to do that without saying that they're an advertisement, but they are an advertisement. And because those kinds of ads pay like 100 times more. Like, for example, my affiliate revenue on something like, oh, I don't doubt that at all. My affiliate revenue on an Amazon purchase is worth something like, I don't know, 3,000 video views. It's like insane, the amount of difference. Like if you use my affiliate link to buy something, you've supported my channel more than you're ever going to be able to watch my channel's worth. You know what I mean? YouTube Premium pays pretty well too. But I mean, only in the big scheme of things. So I'm kind of upset that I made this not fit. So I guess we'll try to trim. Why didn't I check this yesterday? That's my big question. Why did I wait all this time? Someone can just write an ad blocking LLM. Yeah. Oh, how's it going, Gerald? So the thing with LLMs is the cat's out of the bag. So there is no proprietary LLMs, because the technique to make LLMs is now public. Like it was public with OpenAI. So regardless of what happens now, the open source community will always have LLMs that they can run locally. The only thing is, like, what is proprietary is the tuning and all of course all the pirated content that that LLMs have stolen. Like massive companies have stolen content to train their LLMs on. And that is problematic, to say the least. So, yeah. But what's crazy is that China is in the LLM game, and therefore, like, pirated content will always be available, because China just doesn't give a shit about pirated content. Let's back up to here. this binder. So this pad, this sketch, let's see if I can modify this. Current technology is based on adding error corrections above the LLM. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course they care if you pirate their content. So that's the crazy thing, is that OpenAI wants to sue DeepSeek for like stealing their content, and it's like, excuse me? Failed to extract face. Pad here. Oh, that may have changed all my... Yeah, okay, so we have... Let's get this back to 39. So this pad, I think, is based on... Yeah, this distance. Morning, Luck Watcher. Yeah, he put a so Franco did install a new hard drive. So he's napping. And yes, OpenAI did pirate all their content. I mean, it is now very clear. Let's go 0.5 mil here. Close. And then go back up here. Oh no. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this. Can I just duplicate this? This fillet has a problem. It's been, oh, here. Copy. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh no. Oh no, I lost my bar. Oh no. Toolbars. Huh? Nope. I can't control Zia view. Oh no. What have I done? Oh my God. Okay. It was a new part I needed. Okay. I got it. Rename. 0.96 OLED holder V3. Okay. Every country cares if you pirate their content? Yeah, sorta. It depends. Like the Western world is kind of united in complaining about piracy. And look, I get it. Like, obviously, I understand it, but all right, so try this again. So 37.5. Okay, and we go to this pad. Don't need the binder. Why is it not? Oh, close. Forgot, yep. Oh, everything's broken. This sketch is broken. I think I broke everything, guys. Do I have a length constraint? I do not. Dimension. There we go. Okay. Oh. So this one's broken. Well, I don't want to start over. Do I make yet another LED holder? I mean, OLED holder. What is going on? I have some weird stuff going on. I have these two. I do want to build a big old... ITT, what are you doing to me? It's 4 days until this video needs to be done. I do have tomorrow to work on it. But it's T-minus 4 days, and you're making me want to do the whole big display thing. Yeah, I I love Fusion. It sucks, but I really do love Fusion. Okay. All right, here it goes. If I don't make my deadline to make a sponsored video, iTesting is gonna have to pay for my my channel to stay alive. Okay. Okay, so we got tons of empty space here. So we got 42.27. $37.96. Draw anything in Fusion. Draw all sides of most objects in AutoCAD. Bring them into Fusion as DSX. Okay. Fusion works for my brain. 38. So I can draw in Fusion. So also, to all the nitwits on my video for this thing, okay? So I have a video for this, did really well. All the nitwits in my comments saying, why don't you just look up the data sheet? Explain to me, which chip on here do I look up the data sheet? They're like, just read the numbers off the chip and read the data sheet. Do I get the numbers off this capacitor or this capacitor? You know what I mean? Eat my balls. Frickin' people. .62. $30.4. Are you one of them, Lock Watcher? Is that what you said, ouch? Frequencies are run by MCUs now too. It can be updated by the user. Yeah. Freaking sick of answering that comment. I try to be nice too, because people mean well. At least that's what I tell myself, so I don't cry. 33. SSD 1309. What does that say? CH1116. So that is not an SSD 1309. These are bigger. This is the 1309 though. Okay. That's 38. Okay. Eat my balls. Third capacitor from the left. Yep. I mean, don't forget, I am a millennial, so I'm a millennial who's also a mechanic, so I can have as crude of a mouth as you think I can. How's it going, Front? 1 OD1. Okay. All right, so I'm probably gonna work this one backwards. Let's start with a new part. Here's the part. We're gonna need new sketch. Oh, need to make a new body, right? Wait. Okay, it's selected. I haven't done this in like 3 weeks. Part. Body. There we go. Sketch. Haha. Charajoir. How small is the... It's 0.96. You get colorful too, yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. All right. Let's do this on the XY plane. Okay, so essentially, I'm gonna build the okay, hang on. So the thing I don't like about FreeCAD is you really have to think hard about what you're doing. It doesn't let me do it intuitively. Okay, so we do know that we want a height of 38. Let's go 39. We want it inclined. So I don't remember how to do this. Okay, so let's roughly, so we want like a line of undescriptive length. And then we want this. And then we want this there. Okay. We want this to be constrained vertical. This could be constrained horizontal. And then we want this thing, no. And that needs to be, let's go 40 millimeters. Give us space. Okay, so far so good. Chip is indicated on the product page. Not always. Okay, so now I know this is a bigger OLED, so I don't want to go 40 degrees here. Like 45. Maybe I'll go 60. So I can try to fit it in. Okay. The problem with that, though, is now my screws don't have much to bite into. So the OLED, I don't know if you're understanding, but the OLED's going to sit here, facing outwards that way, facing that way. Okay. So I'm actually going to delete this one. I'm going to put a little line as a buffer. And then come down and attach to this one. This will be constrained vertical. And this will be constrained like 3 millimeter. Maybe 4. So my screws will have, but this has to have a thickness to it. So this really should be like 42. I think this is good. So when I ran my code with the SSD 1309, the CH1116 didn't work. Just coincident to this, fully constrained. Okay, so that's my shape. Okay, so now I can grab that sketch and I can pad it. And now I need the width, which is 42.3, which I'll make it arrive exactly. Are you telling ITT to hurry up? 42.3. Or are you telling me to design fast? Because if so, I've got news for you. That's not going to happen. Okay, so that's good. We grab this, and then we create a sketch on it. And now we need to make, yeah. All right, so you need to make a hole for it. This is doing it the wrong order. This is doing it the wrong order. How's it going, Mr. Ireland? If we create a hole this way, it's going to be bad. We need to hollow this out first. This is what I mean in most of the commands, but some are still different. Oh, there we go. Thickness. Okay, so let's grab this and make it a thickness. Skin. Sure. 1 millimeter skin. I don't know what that means. Okay, so now we got a hollow thickness. Okay, so that's good. Now I grab this thickness, then I sketch here. Okay, never mind. Cancel. Grab this and I sketch. There. Okay. So far, so good. All right, so now we need... I need to figure out... Hang on a second. I need to figure out how much space I've got. So from the edge, I can easily do 4.5 on both sides. Should probably do more. Can I do 5? Have I received the organizer? Did you send me an organizer? I didn't order anything. Canada Post has been on strike. So 5 millimeters. Screen. Oh no, my sketchbook. Okay, so 32.3 is my width. So 32.3, and then height is 38. 38. Oh, okay, so I did a constraint. There we go. If you Control Z, you can get the constraint removed. That's good. The box. Did I order a box? I'm so confused. Looking through my AliExpress history, I didn't order a box. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Let's bring this external geometry in. How do I center this? Oh, maybe I said I would order some, but then I ended up not. Okay, it needs to be a point. Okay, 32.3. Center rectangle. 32.3 and 38. Okay, equidistant. What? point equal like that. Does that not work? Oh my god. If I go GL, does that work? GL. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. GN. Okay, if I add a point there and make there we go. Jeez, is that so difficult? Yes, it was difficult. Yeah, I probably said I would order some, but then I ended up not. I probably put them on my wish list. Oh, I see you sent me an email for the I see difference. Thank you for that. Okay, so we got 38 by 33. So if I go GN like this. 38 by 33. Okay, and then this point to this point. And then all right, have a good fika. Yeah, I just noticed that between the IC for the screen. But I think there's a library for the ILI. I'm not like super concerned. Circle by center on here. These are for self-tappers. That's the other thing, you got to pay attention. Sometimes something goes wrong. Like that circle went wrong. And if you don't pay attention and you just repeat the operation, yeah, see, now it's screwed. See, it didn't constrain. You really have to, FreeCAD really wants to screw you. Look at that. It won't center anymore. It's the wrong constraint type. What is this? See, look, there's a random point here. There's a random point here, which should be here. But it was left over from a circle. And you can't delete it. It's you gotta be on your shit. And this is not constrained. so coincident. It's completely borked. So you got to go Control Z. Yeah, there. Control Z, Control Z. There. You have to undo until you unbreak it. And this is still not constrained. Oh, that's because there was another circle there. There. That is terrifying part of this. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not using Fusion, because Fusion updated and it broke permissions or something, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. It's the motivation I needed to try to try FreeCAD, take the leap to FreeCAD, and I'm just sick and tired of Autodesk. Essentially, that's pretty much my feeling about it. I've had enough. Up to face. Select face. Y. To first. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's give this a test print. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. It's, and like, honestly, it's such a privileged position to have, because like Fusion is free, right, for makers and startups and stuff like that, people who don't really make money off their shit. So I get it, right? I don't want to be a dick about it. Oh my god, the Voron's taking forever to load up. Is my poor Voron borked? So I get it. I just don't want to play in their sandbox anymore. I took my ball and I went home. No hard feelings. I believe that the Voron, Jesus Christ, I have no brains. I believe that Fusion did a lot of positive, Autodesk did a lot of positive with Fusion, but they're on a campaign of like inshitifying their stuff right now. I just don't want to be on that ride anymore. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I really appreciate the free software, and I appreciate the confidence it gave me to be able to attempt CAD, because I always thought CAD was for other people, not for me. I can't do it anymore. Honestly, if anybody is watching this stream, because some of you do, some of you are really weird and like this stream. Oh, probably shouldn't talk down about my audience. Some days seem to have trouble drawing the ball. Free options out there, yeah. all the big company goes down this road. Yeah, I completely get it. Yes, you're. Oh, fuck's sakes. This morning I am struggling, so it could be FreeCAD, it could be me. Mango jelly. This absolute angel. If you want to learn FreeCAD, he even put FreeCAD in his avatar now. It used to be just Mango Jelly, right? Like, see up here? But now it's Mango Jelly Solutions for FreeCAD. But this is the absolute best person to check out. I want to show you what video did I watch of his? It's like FreeCAD 1. Trying to find the actual video. Don't call you normal. Yeah, well, I completely get why they made Fusion free. Because they want engineers to learn Fusion, and to, when they get a job. Hang on a sec. Can I search by length?
Welcome to
Let me do one thing at a time. Mango Jelly, FreeCAD V1. I think that's this one. 1 hour crash course. This is the course I did. So this was enough to take my Fusion 360 knowledge over to FreeCAD. So that's great. Now what I was trying to say is they want students to learn FreeCAD for free. And then when you get a job, hang on a sec. I had to sneeze. So then when you get a job, you show all your proficiencies, they want to hire you, but you say, I learned in FreeCAD, and then they get, they get the corporation to pay. I don't like SolidWorks. The reason I don't like SolidWorks is the free version, all of your designs are public. So as long as anybody can find your designs by browsing, and some of my designs are just messing around to understand the software. I don't want that public. So that. And also, it's none of your dang business what I do. Sometimes. All right. Did I do this right? Is this... Give me a second. Yeah, I shouldn't have created a part. Whatever. This should be a body, not a part. Doesn't matter. Rename 1.54 inch OLED V1. Send you over there. I don't remember how to export it. Export. Select the objects. Export. Sure. Save. Now I don't remember where I put everything. screen. Okay. How much time does this take? No, SolidWorks has a free version. It probably is the most adapted, but honestly, if I'm gonna learn a new software, 2 hours? No. No. Wait. Do I have supports? Oh, I have supports. Get supports out of here. $59 minutes. It's still long. But I figured if I'm learning a new software, it'll be something free and open. I like open source. Big fan. What do I feel like this is wrong? Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. Save this shit. Documents. Uploading. Preheat. Print. All right. Good. It passed the homing test. That's good. The Voron has sensorless homing, so sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, I like, you know what? I really like FreeCAD. I think it needs some work to be polished, but the functionality is brilliant. It does work. It does function, which is good. Oh my God. I feel freaking old today. Oh no. It's got a booger. No, I missed it. Okay, good. Good. You better print well, you piece of crap. I haven't used it in like a month. So yeah, FreeCAD, I think version 1 is a massive leap forward. If they can continue on this track, they're going to be better than Fusion in no time. Because you kind of have this thing where like Fusion is like up here, right? Or like up here, over there where my finger is. And FreeCAD was down here. But FreeCAD has gotten really good, so it's like up here. And Fusion has been getting worse and worse. So eventually, they're gonna cross. Yeah, definitely can't recommend Linux for a streamer. I don't know if I said it on stream, but I installed Linux and the experience was horrible. And mind you, I know I had old hardware and I had an NVIDIA GPU, but my experience on Linux Mint and on Pop! OS was so horrible, I had to uninstall it within 48 hours. So installed Linux Mint, horrible experience. And to make matters worse, it just started like randomly freezing. And at first it would freeze every hour or two, needed to hard reset. But towards the end, it would freeze like 30 seconds. Insane. It would just like hard lock up. And then I installed Pop! OS, and it was okay. Still couldn't do what I needed to do, but that was whatever. I couldn't do it on Linux Mint either. So installed Pop! OS, and then, but it would screen tear like crazy. Like you try to watch like on Prime Video. Like I have a Prime subscription because Amazon is like one of my life forces. And so we watch shows on Prime Video. And the 3D printer just made a crazy noise as if it's not going to complete its print. No, it is working. One thing I didn't check, do I have PETG or PLA in there? Well, it seems to be printing whatever it is. Anyways, so it had massive screen tearing, and then it started freezing on video playback. So I was like, screw it. I'm going back to Windows 10, so yeah. Yeah, I know. I know it's supposed to work the best on older hardware, but NVIDIA GPUs it's not a big fan of. Needless to say, I reinstalled Windows, and that computer was running a Windows install from 2017, 2016. And now with the fresh install, it's running absolutely awesome. I would love to afford to buy a powerful computer to run Linux as a trial run, but I can't. I can nay. But you know what I can do? We are, do I want my audio get fucked up by the 3D printer? That's what I'm running. I'm running Windows 10 LTSC, IoT LTSC. So yeah, let me just say this gently. Purchasing a license is a bit challenging for LTSC, but once you figure it out, price is pretty good compared to regular Windows. So my main PC here, I may have to just move to Windows 11 because Windows 10 support is over, and I thought working with Linux was going to be a good thing, but it was not. It was really not. It was horrid. And like it sucks too, because like some people in the community, they were Windows 11 IoT. Yeah, I'll have to look for that. Some people in the community were rooting for me. They really wanted to. They really wanted me to run Linux, but it's like, what can you do, man? It runs like balls on my hardware. Okay, so what I was thinking of is working on my NAS, which I think I'm going to do. So the only problem is we'll see if it'll all fit in shot. So, because I need to make my NAS as well. So while that prints, I can at least work on it. At least see if it's possible. Linux being way more stable. Oh, sorry, I knocked you guys. But it is stable, but it just depends on your hardware. I guess like I'll tell you, my hardware is old. The running my HTPC in my living room is a AMD Phenom Black Edition, 955 Black Edition. So it's not modern by any stretch of the imagination. Nice delivery. Always pretty hyped about deliveries. So the only thing about the NAS, well, aside from the fact that visibility is going to be shit, is that I won't be able to capture the install of my software. But let's see if this fits. So this fits on this screen. Does it fit on this screen? Kinda barely. So this is the case I bought. Okay, so this is off. Let me see if I switch to another lens. Why is this hot? Oh, this was sitting on top of a power supply. I was like, why is my lens hot? But it's because this cap was sitting on top over there. Okay, I'll put this here for now. Where is my wide angle lens? So much junk around here. Here we go. So I bought this super wide angle lens a while ago, Sigma 1020. Yeah, that's what you would think, ITT. But I think it will run Linux, but I think it'll run Linux with you probably have to do a whole bunch of command line tweaks. You know what I mean? And I'm just not. I mean, the truth is that all the Linux fanboys, they love to say that Linux just works, but it doesn't just work. Just like in a lot of situations, Windows doesn't just work. Okay, let's see. How you like this? Oh, that is very wide. Why is it so dark? Okay, I think this will do. Does it autofocus? It does autofocus. Yes. Very nice. Okay. Okay, put this away. I need to put this lens somewhere where I won't break it. Tough task in a place just like this. Okay, that's good. All right. Oh, another Beer Back Coffee sign. All right, got to get my hardware straight. Gonna write down this, and then I have over here. You guys are walking with me. Oh boy. knocking everything off my shelf. This, that is one, two, and three. Ugh. Got hard drives. Well, I don't know if, but it doesn't now, but like maybe there's a distro that'll just work, but that's a question for another day. Oh wow, so the full frame, is it this? No. That's interesting. I thought that this lens was for a full frame camera, but it's not. I'm getting a barrel. Oh, that's not good. So I can see the outline of the lens. That's not good. I guess so. I guess it's a DX. Yeah, that's okay, Gerald. I'm jumping around on things. So it's a Sigma EX 10-20. It's freaking filthy too. Let me check. Sigma 1020 DC HSM. Sigma. Uh, 10 to 20 millimeter CHSM. It is a DX. Oh no. So I could do DX cropping. That's not a problem. Okay, I have one more idea. I will be right back. You guys just enjoy watching the printer for a second. Hey Franco, how's it going? Okay, so this is kind of like my lens collection. And I got these all for like super cheap. So this lens goes down to 24 mil, but the problem is it's like super long. Right, so if I pop this is in 24, so it's like, that's a lot of girth. So I'm hoping that I can use sort of like this lens. This is a vintage Makinon lens. Hoping I can use this. It goes to 28 mil. Wait. Oh, it's a prime. Okay, so it's just 28 mil. But look how much shorter it is. The only thing is, I remember that this one is kind of soft. So it kind of looks like a little bit like butthole. Oh, and there's an imperfection in the lens too. Oh no, it was dirt. Okay. So it looks kind of bad. So let's see if it works for us. So this is from the film era. So it should be, it should work. Yeah. Live view. Okay. Why is it incredibly bright? Do I have to press a button, I think. Hang on, I don't remember how this works. No, it goes all the way down to F16. I think it's messed up. Yes, LCD screen mount for the. Okay, well let's shelf this one for now. So I've got a Prime Series E. This is a 50 mil, so this will be too long. Then I've got this one, which is again from the film era. This it goes down to 28, but it is quite a bit shorter. So this might work. The lens is all filthy. And if I remember correctly, this was a kit lens with this was a kit lens that came with film cameras, so it's pretty shit. But again, I don't have them because they were great. I have them because they were a really good deal. Oh yeah, that focus is horrible. Yeah, it's too long. Yeah, too zoomed in. Okay, so that's not going to work. Okay, other option. I have this Tamron. It does go down to 28, but it's not very short. It's pretty long. Yeah, body parts were mentioned, for sure. I think I told Fusion to eat my nutsack. Oh no, I told commenters to. That was commenters. We were complaining about commenters. Because they were telling me... Oh, for some reason... Okay, the f-stop works now. The commenters were telling me to look up the data sheet. Okay, let's roll with the 28 mil. If it's not wide enough, it's not wide enough. Nothing I can do. I did not realize this is a DX lens. Mind you, if it's in my collection, it's because I didn't pay a lot for it, so there is that. So this made in Japan Makinon lens with no autofocus will have to be the ticket. Yeah, basically the commenters are like, this project is stupid because you can just look up the data sheet. But my counter argument is that plugging in 4 cables takes me less time than getting out my magnifying glass, finding the chip name, writing it down, going to the computer, Googling it, getting the data sheet, and finding the address. So, yeah. Take that, you stupid commenters. You know what, though? My comment section is so much better than my wife's comment section. So I have to say, I've got that going for me, which is nice. All right, so Franco's here, so he should remind me about the microphone, right? Makes sense. You know, it would be also nice if I had an SD card in my camera. Might work better. Not this SD card. We probably won't finish the NAS today, but we're gonna work on it in between printing the prototypes for stuff. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna focus. Yeah, this lens is soft. A cookie wall? What's a cookie wall? Can I have cookies? I want cookies. Is anybody giving away cookies? By the way, I have a P.O. box if you guys want to send me cookies. Hey everyone, today I am building a home NAS to store all of my data for my YouTube channel, and so I thought you guys might want to come along and learn how to do it as well. Today we are building a NAS because my storage solutions... Today we're building a NAS because... Let's try that again. Today we're building a NAS because all of my digital storage is full, so I'll show you how you can do it at home for not that much, for a reasonable price. There we go, good enough. None of those Lockwatcher. I bought a license to HexOS. So HexOS runs on TrueNAS Scale, but it does all of the user configurations for you. So you have a GUI and you tell it what you want and it freaking does it. So there. I didn't want to learn a new something. The heart of the NAS are these inexpensive PCBs. Let me try that again. The heart of the NAS are these inexpensive motherboards you can get on AliExpress or Amazon. It was a bit cheaper on AliExpress. And essentially what this is an Intel N150 chip. You can get the cheaper ones, which are the N100 chips. But what's great about these is they are made for a NAS. So you've got really good networking. So this, I believe, is 2.5 gig LAN times 4. And it's built just for doing NAS stuff. So it's low power, it's got NVMe slots, you've got a lot of SATA slots, and apparently this NVMe slot, you can buy an adapter to plug in another 6, I think, SATA drives. So this thing really is meant to be a NAS, and it's not very expensive. FreeNAS was easy, you say? This board is pretty wonky. Hopefully it runs. I'm probably beyond my return time. I won't put this back in the thing. This is going in the case today. Pretty sure. The other important part is the hard drives. Now, usually you only want to build a NAS when you can get some hard drives at a good price. These Western Digital Element ones go on sale pretty often. Got these ones for a pretty good deal. And the important thing is when you're installing HexOS, like I will later in this video, you need at least 3 drives for your first pool. You can add drives after, but if you only make a pool with 2 hard drives or fewer, you cannot expand it. So that's why I went with 3. So we got 3 14 terabyte models. Now, a little bit of caution is necessary when you buy drives. The old logic was to buy any external drive, like this one, and then put them into your server. But recently, there are some Seagate drives that are in these external enclosures that are not good for NAS. In fact, they are not good for much except for maybe being an external drive you access every once in a while. So I opted to go with these Western Digital drives because inside is a white label Western Digital Red. So it's essentially a NAS hard drive that you get for, portable hard drive prices. Buying these in the external enclosures has saved me roughly 100 Canadian dollars per drive. All right, so next is going to be opening these up, but I'm not going to open this one up on camera. I've got 3 to do. So I will open one up, and then once we get the hang of it, we're going to open the other ones up on camera. Let's see, you're a TrueNAS user? Yeah, I'm going to try HexOS because it's just less of a pain in the ass. It's already done. I bought a lifetime license. It was $100, and it's good for life. So I'm good with that. If it doesn't work, I have 1 year to return it. On AliExpress, I don't think so. 2 IDs, 2 floppies, 6 SATA, 7 USB. Nice. All your work on the NAS, amazing. Even emails, if it has an issue. Drive goes bad, you swap it. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got HexOS because of Linus's involvement. And honestly, I hopefully won't have any regrets. Let's try. So I've got kind of this kind of thing. Here's another. And here's a guitar pick kind of thing. So let's open this up. Try to do this even on AliExpress, really. Use what works if HexOS has a low learning curve. Yeah, apparently HexOS is like, Jesus Christ. Apparently HexOS is like 15-minute setup. And it's all guided. Definitely try not to drop your expensive ass hard drives. How's it going, Richify? I got your email. I'm not ignoring you. I was not in a mental space to sit down and think about it. Seems interesting though. There we go. Okay, seems like I've popped out most of the clips there. You want to go on the other side? Come on. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll hold this side open with this thicker tool. Oh, I see. It pops out this way. Okay, I think I might be doing this wrong. I think you actually go this way. Stop. RAID 5 is the idea. And the simple truth is, I just can't afford more drives. This is 1,000 Canadian dollars. So 250 bucks for the motherboard. Maybe it was 200, but either way, 50 bucks for the case. And 250 bucks for each hard drive. I'm pretty sure this opens and then it slides this way. Yeah, there we go. Just need to loosen this shit. There we go. It's coming to pat. $1,000 is expensive. Yeah, I know. 14 terabytes per drive, 3 drives. Yeah, I am fully aware that that is expensive, Franco. That is just, sadly, 4K data takes a lot of space, but also the cost is divided between my wife and I because we are each going to use it and we each have business use for it. So there's the light pipe. Now, I think there might be a screw under here. I'm not 100% on that. There's definitely a screw there, though. I really need to use my LTT screwdriver for this. Or else what am I doing? Let me go see if I can find it. 1,000 Canadian is roughly 700 bucks American, more or less. Okay, you guys come with me. I'll get my lttstore.com screwdriver. Uh-oh, where is it? Need to clean it. I used it at my automotive work, so it's a little bit filthy. So the warranty is and isn't lost. So you're right, technically the warranty is lost, but if you keep all the bits and you put it back together, you can send it back in for warranty. Really wish I had my other LTT screwdriver. But the problem is it's black, so it blends in the darkness here. Whatever. I mean, what do you want? I used it for work. So that is true, ITT. Like, you're not wrong. But that's why I went with Western Digital, because they just use their red drives in they white label their red drives, whereas Seagate, they now have a very shit drive that they put in their externals. The consensus is on these drives that these are essentially the Western Digital Reds. They may have slightly smaller cache or something, but in the most part, they're Western Digital Reds. Just try not to destroy a $250 hard drive. So I'm kind of worried that there's a screw hidden under this sticker. No, not Western Digital. If you look up all the data hoarding subreddits and stuff, you'll see. So I know these rubbers hold it in. I'm trying to be kind of gentle here. Do I slide it out from the top? Ooh, I don't like this. So there's no screw here. This is completely loose. Hey, JB. So there's a plastic lip here. So it means it needs to go like outwards. This rubber is like slotted. So it's definitely not attached to the case. Ooh. I'm being the most careful with this corner. Okay, I snapped some of the plastic, but that's okay. And this should slide out. There we go. So there is one. Here you can check out the part number there. Okay, so we're going to practice on one more, and then we're going to do the other one for the video. So I did snap some little plastic bits. I don't really see where. Oh, here. So these 3 plastic bits. Yeah, Franco has unnapped. He has risen. Okay, so there. That's going to be put to the side. Let's practice on one more. So if anyone looked up that part number, they can let me know what the internet says about the Western Digital drive. My research showed it was the next best thing to getting the Western Digital Reds. and the reds are $100 to $150 each more expensive. And plus I get these nice power adapters and these USB cables. Okay, so you gotta open this clip. Probably just big enough to slide this one in. This one's a bit more aggressive. Oh, I broke a clip. Okay, so I'm going aggressive on this one, but I should have went a little bit more easygoing. I feel like if I take, because it's mostly clipped here, I feel like if I just go like this, and then it should slide out this way. There we go. It's not too bad. Pull your light pipe out. Okay, now this part, without breaking the plastics, because it seems like it needs to slide out this way, but it's got, see those pieces of plastic? That locks it in. If you go this way, you could try, I guess, but this piece of plastic locks it in. At least now I know that this isn't screwed in. It's literally just rubber mounted. So this, yeah, this is too much of a stretch to get it up and over. I think brand new Western Digital whites are more reliable than refurbs. Have fun at the vet, Locke. Hopefully it's just a regular checkup. Okay, so it really doesn't want to come out this way. It's just, it's this. Put all your eggs in 2 baskets. God, I wish I had money for 2 NASs. Okay, if I sneak this past. Just need to sneak this past. I think I did well. It is a pat. There we go. There we go. 2 of them off. And again, same part number. I did break a couple of these clips. Need to be a bit more gentle, but I think if I pry off top and bottom, this should be able to slide out this way. So I think really the crux is getting it out that way. And this goes back together. Shove these rubber bits that I don't need anymore into there. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Really should have shoved these, all these things in there. Okay, get these out of the way. All right. Print is nearly done. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so let's open this. Then we're going to film the opening of this on camera. For those of you wondering, the power supplies, oops, totally sealed out here. Power supplies are 12 volt, 1.5 amp. So pretty good actually. So you get 3 of these with this project. All right, live view. Starting to use Proton. Yeah, Proton is pretty cool, isn't it? Proton, if you guys don't know, it's a translation layer to allow Windows games to work on Linux. Okay, having 2 drives of practice under my belt, let me see if I can show you how I do this. There are videos showing you how to open these drives, and if you're looking for the keywords, it's called external hard drive shucking, like shucking an oyster. But I think the crux of it is to use some sort of plastic pry tool. You can use metal if you're careful, but a lot of people like to keep these enclosures for if they need to send back the drive for warranty. I don't think that's going to be an issue here. I have bought these a bit ago, so the warranty might be nearly expired anyways. But I have this sort of guitar pick style pick in there, and I'm just going to slide in another one here, one that I like a little bit less. So that's going to be in there. And then you go on the other side and you do the same thing. Now obviously every drive that you buy will have a different shucking technique, but these work well for the Western Digital ones, and I did get minimal damage onto the other ones here. So let's see if I can get in there. Now the trick is that once you get one side popped out, you kind of want to leave it there while you pop the other side out. And it's easier to get in from the edges here, like this face, for example. So maybe you can try to lever this in. There we go. And then get around this way. This is a game of patience. These plastic housings are very much designed to go in and not come out. These are made for efficiency at the factory. There we go. So I just levered that up there. And if we lever this one, okay, like that. So now there's pressure on this front face, and I should just be able to go underneath this and unhook these little clips. And away it goes. So here is the juicy internals. Now this part is a part that I really don't have down packed yet, but it does work. So anyways, take out this light pipe for the LED in the front. Now, if you look, this side has a big piece of plastic, but this side has these kind of like plastic claws. I don't know if you can see them. So far I've been managing to pull the drive out by going against these plastic claws and using the flexibility of the rubber to sort of go around them. And the best thing to do is to start with this upper side away from the circuit board. You just kind of have to lever it around and hope you're not breaking any of the plastics. Sort of like get it past that plastic, and then once you do, you can lift that up, and then there we go. So this was actually my most successful extraction. I broke the least amount of stuff. Generally, you want to try not to break this stuff for warranty, but I'm not too concerned. I think Western Digital has a mean time to failure that is quite high. And although I'm a YouTuber, I'm not like a data center. So you take that screw off there, and then you just slide this PCB up and out, and there is your shucked hard drive. I am brand agnostic for hard drives until the new external drives from Seagate are now completely horrible. They have a warranty period with a on time, like a power on time of like 100 hours a year. So that to me means they're no good. If you won't warranty your hard drives past 100 hours of on time per year, that means I shouldn't really be using your hard drives, in my opinion. All right, so 3D print is done. Old cases can become project box. Yeah. Seagate went downhill. Yeah, I agree. When I was a kid, I used to use Western Digital hard drives just because. There was no reason. I had no loyalty. They just happened to be the cheapest ones per gigabyte on PC Cyber. It was a retailer. Let's just check the fitment here. So flip this upside down because I knew the pins wouldn't fit. But essentially, that works. So that lines up. So I just need to make this segment longer. And we're good to go. So anyways, Western Digital. And the reason why I stuck with them is because my hard drives would start failing. And they had like a 7-year or a 5-year warranty. And generally, right before the warranty was over, my hard drive would start failing. So I used to send back, and I remember this clearly, I sent back my 80 gig Western Digital at the end of 3 or 5 years, I think it was 5 years, and they sent me back a 160 gig for free with a warranty. Then that 160 gig, towards the end of the warranty, started failing. I sent it back to them, they sent me a 500 gig. It's like freaking awesome. I still have that 500 gig somewhere kicking around here. So yeah, very much a fan of that. By the way, I believe, let me just double check. I believe this is a helium filled drive. I think it's helium filled. Well, let's check. WD140 EDGZ. EDGZ. Has 2.5 million hours MTBF. So yeah, conventional CMR drives, that's good. Are helium filled. Yeah, confirmed to be helium filled. So, yeah. Yeah, see? Air drive design, helium drive design. That is definitely helium. Oh. Yeah. Nice. Helium filled. That's awesome. Oh. Let's see how much of this stuff fit on the screen. Not a lot. Next thing up is the case. This is a TD Gamer case. TD Gamer. And why did I buy this one? It was cheap and it was compact. So don't take my advice for this as far as, you know, quality goes. But this is a case that is small and will work. The other thing is it is wide open. So that means that, yes, I can fit 3 hard drives in this at the moment as we speak, but in the future, I'm going to modify it because I should have extra space to add these hard drive brackets on the bottom and have extra hard drive space, simply because I don't need any of this space down here or this space up here. So because the motherboard is so small, I'll be able to fit all those things in there. The awesome thing about this too is it comes with a handle. So because I plan to mount this sort of like behind my media center, I am going to be able to pick it up by this handle on the top and move it to where I need to move it or to work on it. Not a very sturdy handle, but a handle nonetheless. What else do we have in here? Probably have some hard drive screws. We have some motherboard mounting screws, which I believe the motherboard standoffs are proper. 80 millimeter fan, this could be allowed. This might be upgraded to a Noctua fan in the future, and not much else. Not going to be a lot of heat generated in here because it is a NAS. It's not going to do very heavy tasks aside from access data. So let's see if I can get this in here. So using my LTTstore.com screwdriver, as you do when you're building computers. See if I can just get into there. Oh, go in reverse. And then the other part. Seems to be just threading into plastic, so don't go too tight. There we go. Next up is going to be to install the motherboard. First of all, install your I/O shield. That goes in from the inside. Pain in the butt if you forget to install it. So that just goes on the back side here. And this particular case has a breakaway piece that will then go on top here to lock down the accessories, which I don't have. And so this should go like so and install into that hole. There we go, just about does it. Let's move our stuff out of the way. And then motherboard can go in. Again, look at the size of the cooler on this motherboard. So I don't think it's going to be generating very much heat. It goes in there. And then we should get our motherboard screws. Magnetic screwdrivers are great for this because you can just hold it in place. Pop your screw in. Oh, that is not the right screw. Magnetic screwdrivers are great for this. You hold your screw on it, position your board where you need it. And there we go. Motherboard is installed. Now, in cheap cases like this, your components are actually going to be part of the structure of the case. So be sure to take your time when you install them and install them nice and snugly, not too tight, not too lightly. So that's good. We're going to check our I/O shield, make sure we installed it the proper way. Sure seems like it. Looks like the metal cutout could have been positioned a little bit better. But it is what it is. Looks like the installed height is not 100% correct, but you'll still be able to get stuff into there. Not the end of the world. Let's see. The drives you have now are all older than 5 years. NAS setup is amazing. With enough stuff, the 0 data loss when your drive goes bad, yeah. All your hard drives are at least 5 years old. Have one newer SSD and a portable enclosure. RAID 6 is kind of more safe. I had a RAID 5 die on you, then was rebuilding, another drive died. Had to pay over 10K to get your data back. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it's sad, but RAID 5 is all I can afford, so RAID 5 it will be. As you guys can see, there's like lots of room in there to install drives. So one hard drive is going to be down here, but eventually, like, it's quite obvious that be able to install these sleds like down here. Not quite here, it's too big for that, but can install a sled like that. And here, it'll make this less serviceable for sure, but it is what it is. I think it's too small to fit them this way. Yeah, but you could also make a rack, you know, to go this way. Already these drives will fit in the front here. They're gonna sit here. Hard drive, yeah, there and there. So not the most amount of space, but definitely a good amount of space. Yeah, I guess ideally ITT, that's what would happen, but like stuff happens, right? And it takes like a day to rebuild the array. So I can see that not going super well. All right, next thing I need to do is the power supply. But power supply, I have to go blow out all the dust because it is my spare power supply. So it's been just sitting around here for a long time. And it's non-modular, so actually it's not too dusty. The dust is more from sitting around. Trying to get that dust off this thing. But yeah, it's this guy. So definitely not recommended to use a budget power supply on a NAS. But here we are. Yeah, exactly what JB said. That would be my problem too. Like when you have, essentially I used all my budget for data storage on this. So if I fill this up, right, I'll have 20 I'll have 28 terabytes of space. Ow! Just stabbed myself on my freaking tweezers. So I have 28 terabytes of space. If one hard drive dies, you're kind of screwed. You can't. I won't be able to transfer 28 terabytes. But mind you, the really important stuff, like my tax filings and stuff like that, they're going to be redundantly stored somewhere else, like they already are. So it is that, I mean, that it just is what it is. You have to hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And that's just part of life, right? Move these hard drives away. Don't have a garbage bag set up in here yet. Oh, you MRFer. All right. Garbage bag. Next thing I want to install is a power supply. Now I'm going with my backup power supply. This is a Thermaltake Smart 600 watt. Couple things, you don't need a powerful power supply, but you do need a reliable one. Sadly, this one is a bit powerful and not reliable. So this is not the ideal choice, but it is what I have, so we are going with it. I will upgrade this to a 10-year warranty, like a Power Flower or whatever, or some sort of, good quality power supply. And so I need to install this now. I'm installing this fan side down, so the idea is it's going to suck up all of the warm air and blow it right out the back here. And if Seasonic is watching this video and you want to sponsor the channel and send me a power supply, I'm all ears. Now, some decent advice, because this is a non-modular power supply, is to keep everything out of the way. I can see that the motherboard connections are going to be easy to make because they're right here. So I think I'm going to install the hard drives next into their designated spots. And then we're going to wire this up, and then we're going to finish up by wiring the motherboard, because this should be easy to access. NAS means network attached storage. So it's just basically a drive you access from your network. So it kind of worries me that the hard drives are only connected by the front here, but it is what it is, I guess. Do I have a USB 3 connector? I don't. There's no USB 3. Huh. That's kind of surprising. USB 1, front USB 2. Okay, so there's no, the USB 3 in the front is not going to be working. Front panel connectors are down there. Oh, the system fan uses a small plug. So this just uses a regular Molex. So that means we won't be able to control the system fan speed. So that's just going to be plugged into the power supply and go ham. That's interesting. What's in the front there? So yeah, the USB 2 will work, but the USB 3 won't work. That's a bit of a shame, actually. The USB 3 will not function. JCOM. Didn't see if there's any board edge connector underneath. Nope, there isn't. First one with USB 3. USB 3 is amazing. But the thing is, I shouldn't need to access the USB 3 from the front for my use case, but it doesn't mean that's a good idea for others. So I think I will install the front panel connectors because I'm here. That's actually awkward. I don't know if I can see. So I have the reset switch. Well, I mean, yes, I know a NAS doesn't need it, but it'd be nice. But these are 4 independent channels of 2.5 gig. So I think that's going to work out. It's a bit strange that I can't get my front USB 3, which I shouldn't need. Again, I shouldn't need it, but it's there. Is there front panel audio? There is not. So no front panel audio. There is USB. Plug that in. Oh, that's audio. Yeah, front USB, that's good. I'm gonna plug that in. And then the front panel, so I see it's not marked. I see reset. Let me go check the listing. Yeah, I know I have USB 3 in the back. Okay. Let me check the listing. Wow, they're not available anymore. Yeah, nothing on the bottom. ATX power front panel, good, but can you tell me the front panel? Front panel. Okay, so 6 and 8. Oh, there's a TPM. That's interesting. Okay, so let's... No book. This is AliExpress, ma'am. There's no book. This is a Chinese developed. So 1 and 3. One and 3 is the hard drive LED. Doesn't say which side's positive though. Sorry. Because the LED is polarized. Flashlight? I think in a room full of lights. It doesn't show me a polarity. So I'll have to swap those if they don't work. Okay. So hard drive LED 1 and 3. 3. And power LED is 2 and 4. Yeah, you are freaking busy. Two and 4. It's not really good for my chunky hands, huh? Okay. And then reset is 5 and 7. So these are not a big deal. There's no polarity, they're just switches. So it's going to be the LEDs. If they're backwards, they'll have to be given the old swaparoo. There. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to shove it up this way. Oh, I just knocked something down. Hopefully that wasn't important. Oh, I don't even know what was sitting there. The hard drives have been moved, though. That's good. So, okay, this I'll also shove up and out of the way because there is no USB 2. I mean, yeah, USB 2. There is no USB 2 front header, so that's okay. Now, this you can convert eventually. Because you can plug it into the back here. All this is USB 3. What am I saying? So you can plug it into the back, but you'll have to like exit somewhere. Okay. Now this has been plugged in, but there's no front panel audio. This I can shove sort of like there. That's good. All right. Hard drives. I don't think I'll do hard drives on camera. I'll just put them in because I just don't think there's a need for it. So let's see. Does this one fit? It should fit. Not sure which holes. They may not fit. If I can't fit 3 hard drives in here, I'm going to be devastated. Oh, 2 holes line up. 2 holes is going to be good enough for me. Long L-shaped bracket. I'm just trying to think what a long L-shaped bracket would be. Oh, this bracket. Okay, that's okay. At least now I know what I'm looking for. Thanks for that. Was it black? Could you tell? Okay, I think I understand. They wanted you... These hard drives don't have the mounting holes that are compatible with that pattern. They're missing the center holes. I completely understand now. No, it's for... it's definitely for hard drives. It's actually supposed to be for an SSD. I mean, aside from the fact that it's wibbly wobbly, because that hole doesn't fit. Wait a minute, what if I turn it around? So I'll show you what is going on here. Thankfully, I'm not recording 4K footage of this. This would be a lot of footage. Okay. So if you look at this hard drive, there's supposed to be another hole here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But these don't have them, probably because of the helium-filled housing. So I'm just seeing if it'll fit in this direction. No. Not a fan of how wibbly wobbly that is either. Okay, let's stick it in this one. But again, this one also only has 2 mounts, 2 holes. Like, they're really pushing the limits of what can be considered a hard drive mount. It's like a thin piece of metal. No, it's not for a fan. You can look up the case model. It is 100%. This is 100% the mounting size of a 2.5-inch SSD, and there's another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another 2.5-inch SSD. And then the extra hole here is so you can get your hard drive is these 2 holes. These 2. And these 2. Your 6-hole mounting spot. So that is a little bit iffy. By the way, I was looking at server cases for this. They're like $200, and it's just like, oh, there's a freaking ladybug here. Hate ladybugs. They smell. Oh, knocked over the this thing too. Let's get rid of this ladybug. Hopefully it doesn't spray me. And by ladybug, I mean Asian beetle. The ones that look like ladybugs. Okay, next hard drive. Let's put this. Yeah, understood on the rubber mount, but this is it's not that kind of quality. HDD. Uh-oh. Hard drive doesn't fit that way. Is it hitting on the screws for the handle? Does the handle only fit? Let's flip it this way. Maybe the handle only fits if you have SSD. Okay, it fits this way. So if I have the plugs facing each other, it fits. Jeez, that's tight. Ladybugs also stink when you step on them, though. Okay, so I'm okay with that. I've mounted one of them backwards so that I can access both of them here. So now it's just this bottom one is very sketchy. I would much rather have it mounted in a different spot. This is also very sketchy. That's what happens when you buy cheap shit. It is what it is. So yeah, this I'm not happy with the mounting spot because I really wish I had the center one. Can I mount it this way? One hole. Being very gentle. No, not a chance. So I do have to install it. It sucks because if it had the central mounting spot, it would be a lot better. So I can't go far back this way because the front drive is there. There's one screw hole. Yeah, it's as good as it's gonna get. It's gonna be mounted a bit shitty. And it won't work if I can't get the connectors in there. So if the, let's see. Okay, I have, oh, that's a bad sign. That's very bad. Oh, okay, I have two SATA. Oh, thank. So if this mounts this way, yeah, it'll fit. Not great. Large lady beetle ladybird species that is most commonly known as the harlequin Asian or multicolored Asian lady beetle, one of the most variable lady beetle. Yeah, I hate them. They stink. That's simple. And the southern side of my house gets covered in them when the sun shines. When it starts getting cold and the sun shines on one side of my house, the little buggers are everywhere. So we may have a problem. They only gave me 4 hard drive screws. Like the case company. His house gets covered by them too. Yeah, there we go. So he gets me. Thankfully, we just removed screws from these hard drives because I can just use the ones that came with the internal drives. I really would like this mounted differently, but we're not getting that luxury today. So it's either the back ones yeah, it's not. So I'm gonna mount the front ones. Oh, I can line up 3 screws. Oh my god, that is the winner. Just found what I need for the drive. But 17 euros, that's like 30 some Canadian dollars. It's like 30 Canadian dollars. How am I going to feed my family? They will be secure. Yeah, I can 3D print brackets. I need to, but like that's the plan. The plan is to 3D print brackets, but just not right now. Well, that was stupid of me. That was dumb. Just stripped a screw in there because I tightened it too much. That was one of the dumbest things I could have done. So I went from being thrilled having 3 mounting holes to now permanently 1 mounting hole down. That was not intelligent. Well, yeah, bad quality. They're not graded. They're also not meant to be manhandled like that. Okay, anyways, I've got 2 screws in crisscross applesauce. I'm happy with that. Because that is solid now. Yep. Yeah, well aware of that. I need to print them in ABS, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. Doing ABS stuff. Okay, so that's a little wibbly wobbly. More than I would want because I screwed up and kind of pissed at myself for that, but that's neither here nor there. Have a good one, Johnny. Okay, so I should present. Oh yeah, let me look for that piece that fell. I'm gonna grab my phone. Okay, where did it fall now? Oh, here it is. That's not too bad. Okay, put this on. Might be these. Okay, so that's good, that's done. So I guess I'll present this to the camera now. And I've got the hard drives installed. Didn't want to take you along for the ride because it's just screwing screws. But what I will say is this case is not great for mounting hard drives. So this one here barely fits. These ones here are only supported by the front lip here. I don't know if you can see that, the front lip here. And I had to reverse this one's side to clear the handle we installed earlier. So yeah, not an ideal case, but I sort of knew what I was signing up for. This is a cheap case. I also did the front panel connectors, saved you guys from watching that. Another thing I've noticed is that I need an adapter for this case fan because this case fan has only a Molex. So there's a place for it here, but what I'll do is I'll just plug it into the power supply so it'll always be running full pin, which should be fine. If it's noisy, I'm going to delete it and make sure the temps are good. I think just having these, just the power supply exhaust should pull in air through the vents all over here, across everything and out the back. That shouldn't be too bad. So next thing I'll do is I'll wire up the SATA plugs on the drives to the SATA plugs here, and then plug the rest of the power supply stuff in over here. And then it's time to install an OS. Yeah, still had the mic, thank you. You're not going shopping? It's 11. Oh, I thought you were ITT. Yes. Well, you don't want to go shopping in the afternoon, Gerald? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll wire my SATA. Looks like I'll need a single SATA wire just to reach down here. Whatever. People are going to complain either way. I don't really care. Nasty traffic after 11:30 here. Okay. You must be in southern Ontario. I personally am also a get my shopping done when the store's open type person. I guess I'm old like that. I go to Costco right when it opens. Here's a fun fact for you. Check the opening time of your Costco. They will usually let you in 15 minutes before that. So that's my pro tip of the day. $16.16 here. You went at 9:30 this morning. Okay, I'm just gonna move that underneath there. And then this one should be able to fit here. There we go. That's good. Shove that in there. Shove that underneath there. Don't enter 1 minute before or 1 minute after closure. Interesting. I have Costco membership for the simple reason that a lot of the stuff we buy in bulk to save money. Because yeah, it is a little expensive, but we save a lot of money. And usually, instead of having takeout, we will treat ourselves with something nice from Costco. So it's usually about half the price of takeout. So where is SATA 1? 4, 6. SATA 1 is here. 1, 2, 3. There's one. This arrangement is not ideal. The SATA plugs being so close to each other makes it a little rambunctious. But SATAs have one bend direction that is really good, the other one that's not great. So I'm bending it in its proper bend direction. There we go. Yeah, we save money. Like essentially toilet paper we buy at Costco, only have to buy it once a year. Sometimes once every year in some. When I go up fishing, I buy like a 40 pack of water bottles because the water's not drinkable up there. And that costs like, well, it went up in price, but it used to be very, very cheap. Now it's like $4.20, something like that. The other thing, like, for example, I got new glasses, and I bought my glasses at Costco. So I saved quite a bit of money doing that. Stuff like glasses is much cheaper at Costco. Let's just get jammed in there. Okay, now this looks like PCI. Yeah, this one here is CPU. So just need one of these. The funny thing about buying water bottles is that it's mainly my guests. And my guests, I mean, like my dad and or whoever came up fishing with me. They're the main ones who drink the bottled water, the bottled water, because I usually just bring my water bottle, my refillable one. But like, the thing is, especially my dad, like I don't want him to be thirsty and just wait till he gets home to drink. Like, for me, it's worth it to get a water bottle. And plus, like, we typically take turns bringing up the water bottles, but it's just that I happen to go up there more often than him, so I just bring it. Again, I wouldn't want him to restrict how much water he's drinking. There's no tap water up at my cottage. Out in the country. Just wanted to show you the state of it with everything hooked up, so everything's connected. Obviously, once I close this off and it is running, I will go off and zip tie everything into place so everything will be neat and tidy. You won't even be able to see any of the cables once I'm done with this, but you'll just have to take my word for this, because now we're installing the operating system. There we go. Yeah, Canada is like a wild place. Like I'm working on a system. So there used to be a sand point there where it was drilled like, I don't know, 80 feet into the ground, something like that, far into the ground. And we used to get water from there, but it used to always corrode and clog. So, yeah. How's it going, Vero? Install a well. A well is like $10,000 plus. Yeah, I think, bro, what the deal is, look, the NAS is done. The NAS is built. And so now I need some way to capture video in order to continue. Therefore, I believe I am done for the day. So you can start tacos now if you'd like. So yeah, a well is like $10,000. I don't have that much money. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab water from the lake, and that'll be enough to wash our hands and do dishes and whatever, but you can't drink right from the lake. So the goal is going to be bringing water from the city to use for like making coffee and drinking, and then everything else will be the lake water. Problem is, the lake has no more frickin' water. When I was up there a couple weekends ago to close it down for the season, there's no more water in the lake. I had to walk from the shore. I had to walk out like 30 feet in order to get a light-ass boat to float, have enough water to float. So anyways, the NAS is now built. I need to set up a video capture system to install the OS. So I'm going to do that off stream. And yeah, that'll be that. So I think today's been successful in a way. Oh, nice, Curtis. Yeah, the little Nas X. Again, water filtration, it's not just filtration, it's microbes too. So you need to UV. Anyways, it's thousands of dollars. I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on that. Like, if you do, I'll send you my PayPal link, and then you can send me money for that. But it's thousands of dollars. But yeah, so tomorrow, the plan is to continue recording the screen thing. I'm gonna do some work off camera to hopefully get this NAS going and to get the other stuff going so that tomorrow we can record. Thanks everyone for being here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully you guys will be there. And if not, well then, have a lovely day. Bye.